A somber procession today for one of two fallen NYPD officers killed in the line of duty. Hundreds of law enforcement lined the streets of New York as Officer Jason Rivera's body was moved to a church. Rivera and his partner, Officer Wilbert Mora, were shot while responding to a domestic violence call. A funeral for Officer Mora is expected next week. And through this tragedy, we are now learning about a decision that Officer Mora made before his death. The 27-year-old is an organ donor, and now his organs have saved the lives of 5 other people. A selfless and heroic act that we all are asked when we get our driver's license. For people on that waiting list with thousands of others in front of them, it can often take months or even years before they get that call that an organ is ready and could save their life. Roxanne Watson knows that feeling very well. She is an organ transplant recipient herself. She is surviving because of someone else's gift of a heart. Roxanne, I appreciate you coming on tonight. I know this is a difficult subject to talk about, especially in light of this brave officer killed. But turning this pain into something positive is something I know you do very well. So I want to first talk about you and your heart and how you're doing and when you received it.
I'm doing fine. I received my heart in July 16th, 2010.
And when you
hear
hear
United
that...
States Coast Guard serviceman.
Oh, tell me more about him.
Oh, it's Michael. I have him. I carry him every place I go. Here he is.
What happened
That's
to Michael?
Michael had a motorcycle accident. He had just left his family from having dinner on Sunday night, and he was on his way back to the base. And he had a motorcycle accident on the George Washington Bridge, unfortunately.
How long I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would say he was taken to Harlem Hospital, and a day or so later, it was determined that, his family determined that he wasn't going to make it, and they decided to go ahead and donate his organs.
Roxanne, how long had you been waiting for a heart?
2 years. 2 years. And 104 days in the hospital, 78 waiting for the heart. That was tough. That was the toughest part. You're laying there and you're dying and you're hoping that somebody comes to save you. That's basically what you do.
Who delivered the news to you that you had a heart?
My transplant coordinator actually did. And she told me, and I didn't believe her. And then she told my son, and then my son came and told me. And then I believed it because I had been through dry runs before that. So I had been through 3 before that, 3 offers, and they all fell through for different reasons. So by the time they came with the 4th offer, I was like, yeah, whatever. I really was at that point. I was 95 pounds in deep trouble, couldn't walk, couldn't eat. I was on my last leg, literally. That's why I had to stay in the hospital.
That young man's decision saved your life, and just as Officer Mora did. When you heard that he was an organ donor and his gift of life saved 5 other people, how does that make you feel?
It just was joy. It really was, because here's somebody who served New York City in a really tough job and lost his life at such a young age. My aunt actually worked in the precinct that she had worked in that precinct for 35 years. Our family is a law enforcement family. My son's getting ready to go into the police academy for training in 6 weeks. I mean, this one hits us on a lot of ways. He saved 5 people. My donor saved 5 people. It was just so many things about this that, hit me in the heart, literally. And just to see the honor already before we even get to the funeral, just to see the way they're honoring him in the city with the motorcades and all the attention that he deserves, because he's a hero. Organ donors are heroes. That's all it is to it. And he's a hero over and over. And his passing is not only going to save those 5 people, but it's going to save thousands of others, because people are motivated now to go ahead and do exactly what he did, sign up to be an organ donor.
And Roxanne, that is what you're doing. You are motivating people to check that box when asked the question, will you be an organ donor? I know that you have a pitch to people, but I wonder, what is the biggest misconception, or what is the biggest reason that people choose not to, that you convince otherwise?
The biggest misconception that I find in the work that I do is people believe that because they're an organ donor, because they sign up or they put it on their license, that the medical professionals in emergency are not going to save them because they're organ donors. I mean, that's the thing I hear at almost every table that I have, without exception. The two entities are completely different. The people that try to save your life are separate from the transplant people. They're not even, with Live On New York, they're not even notified until a person is declared dead. So there's no mix up. The hospital has nothing to gain by not saving you. That's their job, to save you. And of course, they absolutely want to save you. And the people on the other end, they're just notified, and that's it. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest misconception.
Well, the other thing is you're never too old to be an organ donor.
Oh, no, 93-year-old man last summer saved people. No, age has nothing to do with it. It's totally the condition of the organs.
Roxanne, my grandfather on my mom's side was the recipient of a heart transplant in 1988. He died in 2004, but he lived 16 years thanks to the gift of someone else's heart. He lived long enough to know that I was going to have his first great-grandbaby, so this is something very important to me to spread the message. And I've also had the pleasure of witnessing a woman who lost her daughter and then met the recipient of her daughter's heart. I was there that day doing a story, and she listened through a stethoscope of her daughter's heart beating in someone else's chest. So
I know that well.
Oh, the moment for you to meet your donor's family, what was that moment like?
It was amazing because it was a total surprise to me. Oprah Winfrey's people had got in touch with me and asked me if I would come on this show and talk about organ donation, especially in the minority community, because we were trying to make sure that more minorities sign up. And that's the roost, or that's what I thought I was going to do. So I'm excited. I'm going to be on Oprah, and, Dr. Phil was there, and Dr. Oz, and Susie Orman, and Gayle King. Everybody was there. It was just amazing. And right in the middle of my segment, I think it was Gayle King who said, "We have a surprise for you." And I said, okay. And I'm thinking, am I going to get a car?
I might have thought the same thing, too.
That's what I was thinking. I was going to get a car. And I was given that picture, the picture I just showed you. That was my first gift. And as soon as I saw it, I knew it was my donor. It's just something in my heart said, that's my donor. And obviously we all cried, and then we went to commercial. Then we came back from a commercial, and they told me, well, we have another surprise for you. And I'm like, I'm a heart patient. Don't do this to me. Wow. And the door of the studio opened. In walked the representative from Live On New York. And right behind her were all of his family. His mom, his dad, his three sisters. He was the oldest and the only boy. His three sisters were there, and his aunt and his grandmother. I still, like right now, I'm getting goosebumps. It was probably one of the most beautiful days of my life. It really was a beautiful thing to meet those people. It wasn't until later that we actually got a stethoscope. And when we were doing another TV show, that I was able to have the family listen to his heart.
It's a pretty special moment. Roxanne,
oh, absolutely.
Your donor is a hero, but you are a hero in my eyes as well. Thank you for your message. Thank you for your advocacy. And it's no coincidence I'm wearing red today. February is Heart Health Month.
So red.
My best to you, all the best health, and thanks for sharing some of your journey with us tonight.
And we just want to say thank you to the Mora family for giving that gift, and for Live On New York for handling the whole thing so beautifully.
Amen. Roxanne, take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.